Hello and welcome. My name is Commander Crimshadow, and this is Elite Dangerous News for September 12th. Today I'll be giving a quick state of the galaxy, some takeaways from Frontier's financial release, and go over the important information from today's September Update Content Reveal livestream. So let's get on to the news. Things have been quiet heading into next week's September update. There have been no community goals this week, or last, and no change in Thargoid activity for about a month now. This has given Operation Ida and friends time to repair another station, this time Pelt Orbital in Gorengathi. As we come into a new fiscal year, Frontier has released their annual results and a new investor presentation. Overall, fiscal year 2019 was a stellar year for Frontier, pun intended. Frontier had an operating profit of 19.4 million British pounds. This was led primarily by the sale of over 2 million copies of Jurassic World Evolution, but also by continued sale of Planet Coaster and Elite Dangerous. Their disclosure mentions that in January of this year, Planet Coaster also topped 2 million copies sold, and Elite Dangerous topped 3 million copies sold of the base game. They don't mention any specific numbers on DLC or expansion pack sales, but it can be assumed that this was at least significant. Flush with a net cash balance of £35 million, Frontier has expanded their employment to, quote, over 460 staff. Given their recent success and further projects, I would expect their employment to continue to grow. Frontier's fourth major launch and third major IP launch comes soon, with Planet Zoo launching in November on PC. Frontier also has another, quote, major global IP release for a game set to be released in 2021. In addition, they are also funding the development and publishing of a game being developed by Hemimont Games, the makers of Tropico and Surviving Mars. This game is expected to release in 2021 or 2022. Now that I've bored you with the numbers, what are the takeaways? First off, Frontier is in a very strong financial position, so they aren't going anywhere anytime soon, which is good news for Elite. That being said, as Frontier ramps up production on all these projects, I wouldn't be surprised to see more personnel transitions from Elite to these other projects. Elite is their oldest and most successful title so far, with slow and sustained sales and a resilient player base. It makes sense that they will pull experienced devs or possibly team leads to work on other projects. This isn't inherently a negative, as it may mean new blood for the Elite development, but it could also have negative impacts. Only time will tell. Overall, I think that this great news for Frontier is positive news for Elite. While the big update is still 9 months or more away, we don't have to worry about it being the last big thing coming to Elite. Speaking of updates, Frontier had a live stream today regarding the September update coming out next week on the 18th. While most of their time was spent discussing the new starter experience, there were a couple of things for established players. First, there will be a slight change in the throttle on the UI. Instead of bars, this will be changed to chevrons that show a better display of direction, forward or back. The livery will now be accessible from the main menu as part of a new Game Extras option. Therefore, you can change your cosmetics whether or not you're in a station. Another part of the Game Extras will be the store, which beyond just spending arcs, it's much like a showroom, so that you can see all of the ships, paint jobs, ship kits, and other cosmetics available in the game, and what they would look like prior to purchasing. Speaking of cosmetics, the arcs system will now be in place for all players regardless of platform. Players will be able to earn up to 400 arcs per week just by playing. Obviously, arcs will also still be purchasable in packs to then be spent in the same store. Now, we didn't see any costs in the live stream, so we don't know how valuable 400 arcs is, but I can't see any negative in being able to earn cosmetics just by playing the game you're already playing. My current expectation is that the lower cost cosmetics now probably will be somewhere between 400 and 800 arcs, with some of the more expensive items probably taking up to a month to attain. But other than that, we really don't know how fast we'll earn arcs while playing, or if one activity is necessarily better than another at earning arcs. We'll just have to wait and see. Now, I know that this was a lot of information, so if you made it this far, thanks for watching. This has been Commander Crimshadow, bringing you independent news for independent pilots. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like, subscribe, and know that I am always happy to talk about this stuff in the comments. Join me next time for more Elite Dangerous news, where I'll be jumping, reading, and watching, so you don't have to.